dedication and maybe a commitment. And my remarks are in that acknowledgement of that very fact. As a member of the state legislature in California, and as a member of the Veterans Affairs Committee of the state legislature, I'm privileged to serve you. In California, we have right now 3.4 million veterans. In California, it's the highest, of course, in the United States, but also one of the highest percentage of our state population compared to other states. And we have, of course, we're dedicating and memorializing all our veterans today in our local community. I think as part of that memorial, we ought to consider some of the things that we need to do for our veterans. And as a member of the Veterans Affairs Committee, I want to explain to you some of the things that I intend to do for the veterans. And right now, one of the biggest concerns is health care. And it's a multitude of issues. The returning veterans from Iraq and Afghanistan, the families of those veterans, the families of veterans that are now aging and getting into their senior days, and making sure that the veterans' benefits for our people are covered. We discovered this year, in fact, that about 250,000 veterans in California are eligible but not receiving their benefits. 250,000. Folks, we have some work to do. And veterans get pretty good benefits from the Veterans Administration. However, the question is the facilities and programs of the Veterans Administration sufficient? So we are looking into that also. For example, it was recently reported that about a quarter of all the homeless people in our community here are veterans. And that's something to think about. Another issue is jobs, coming back and getting the proper training and experiences. We need training opportunities, so we need people to hire our veterans. And I believe in veterans preference points in civil service, and have voted for that as a member of the state legislature and the county board of supervisors. I urge all businesses and governments to do the same. We have also been working, we talked recently, I wanted to report to you another issue that's very concerning us. And we've been working with the Campbell police chaplain, a veteran, David Walker. Is David here? Where's David? He's not here today. He has talked to me about doing some service or programs to increase training for police officers on better handling veterans that have post-traumatic stress disorder, and possibly including on a driver's license an indication of an individual that's a veteran. So having a recognition on their driver's license that they're a veteran. I know there's a huge need in our veterans community, and I wanted to also recognize that we have a lot of needs because of the aging of the veterans. And I know, for example, just from my own personal experience in watching the whole aging of the veterans population, and the fact that my own father, who's right here, standing right here, he stood up under World War II. He was a paratrooper in World War II. Dad had served his country for many years, and my hope is that the people that he served with get adequate care as they age and come into the age of retirement. We should take care of those veterans. And I intend to do that as part of the Veterans Affairs Committee. So, showing support of our veterans in conclusion, and memorializing our veterans here today in dedicating this memorial in our community, the community I grew up in. And by the way, my dad came home from World War II, went to San Jose State, met my mom started a family, had 10 kids. We were all raised here locally. So he had his hands full his whole life. So I wanted to make sure that people knew that, you know, he made a commitment in training me about what it means to be a veteran. It means working month after month on dedication for the better service of our veterans. We need to do that now, not just for the people of my dad's generation, but for the next generation and the next generation after that. God bless you all, and let's make this memorial a true memorial in our community and dedicate ourselves to serving our veterans. And God bless you. Thank you very much.
I'd also like to acknowledge the presence of Chris Wang, the Mayor of Cupertino. It's my privilege now to introduce our guest speaker, Colonel Scott Johnson. Colonel Johnson is the Deputy Commander of the 40th Infantry Division of the California National Guard. The 40th Division is headquartered in Los Alamitos, California, and is comprised of soldiers throughout the state and has a wartime subordinate command structure of several units in other western states. The division responds to federal active duty deployments and also to domestic disaster emergencies when called to state active duty. In his full-time civilian job, Colonel Johnson is Vice President of Bradley Associates Consultants, providing fundraising services to a variety of nonprofit organizations in the San Francisco Bay Area. That's us. Colonel Johnson's military career spans 30 years. He's a combat engineer officer and has served at all levels of command through brigade. He's a graduate of the Army War College. Most recently, he completed 2 years of active military service, serving as Chief of Staff of the 49th Combat Support Command. And in this capacity, he supervised the deployment and support of thousands of California National Guard soldiers around the world. He also commanded California's Joint Task Force that responded to New Orleans for Hurricane Katrina. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Scott Johnson.
As a colonel, I'm feeling a little pressure right now to speak for a shorter time than the general time. Now that's good news to you. So those standing, you can set your timepieces for a little over 4 minutes. How's that? So Mayor Furtado, other community leaders from also surrounding communities, I'm a little proud because the mayor from my community is here. And we're about 10 miles, well not 10 minutes away from here, and the town, the initials are LG. So also Assemblymember Beal, Brigadier General Regrua, veterans, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor for me to be here on this special day of remembrance and on this occasion of groundbreaking for the Campbell Veterans Memorial. And what a dignified and appropriate ceremony this has been so far. Thanks to each of you for being here, for working this into your schedules. We need to thank whoever arranged the weather. You know, this morning I was thinking it'd be a little different circumstance. So we're all here to contemplate, to remember all our veterans, past and present, who have served or who are presently serving in this great country. And we're thinking about this great memorial that's going to be put in place. I was glad to see veterans today introduced, stand up and be recognized. We have a number of distinguished folks here. It's inspiring to be around you, and I just want to salute all of you who stood up for your age period and for comments that were noted. My salute to you. As a nation, we have prospered because we've always had citizens willing to stand up and answer the call in time.